What's up, everybody? I can't wait to get onto this video. So today we're going over a super exciting topic. You want to know what it is? It's Linux. Because what can you do with Linux? Well, a lot. There's some downsides to Linux, but we can talk about that in a different video. The upsides are that you have superb powers over almost the entire console. So you can do just about anything in Linux. Want some examples? Okay, so not just about anything in the terminal, but you can do a lot in Linux itself. You can program, you can do all the stuff. Linux is an amazing operating system, and today we'll be going over the terminal. Okay, so let's learn some basic commands. So number one, what is the most useful and one that I use the most is probably the ability to navigate into files without actually going and moving around the GUI. Okay, this is a GUI navigation. It's when you're moving your thing and you're selecting files and all that. But we don't want any of this, so we're gonna go to a document and we're gonna go to class. So I don't want to talk loud, so I'm trying to be quiet. Okay, so let's go into this transcript area and we can actually grab this and open it with a code here. So let's go into this and let's use one of two really helpful codes to go well together. ls, what it does is it prints out or lists all of the elements in your given direction. So a diction or direction is basically so if we cd into desktop, this is a folder. And it's also a location on the computer. So if you wanted to, you can use this, right? And if you wanted to move into here, you can use CD and desktop, and you can specify where you want to go. In Linux, you have to be, it's very proper. You have to be capitalization sensitive. So if you go desktop, this will work, right? But we're already in desktop, so it won't. So if we go CD and then you run the same command again, now it will work. Okay, and this command, if you just do CD, it will bring you back to the root folder, which is just absolute. It's basically this page right here. Okay, so this is basically the home page, and if you wanted to only go back one, so not all the way back, right? So let's say we CD into doc. Let's just ls, so we can get all of our stuff here. We can cd into documents, okay, and we can cd into here. And now we want to ls again and print everything we have here. So let's cd into a class, which is my folder for YouTube videos. Okay, and if we we go into here, we can now ls, and we can see that we have transcripts and web scraping, and we can see that we are actually in this folder right here. So if we want to only go back one, we can use these things. Okay, so that goes back all the way. Okay, but if we just do this, then we print where we are. Okay, so that's how we print where we are or where we were. Okay, and if we want to let's go back into where we were. You can use the up and down arrow keys on your keyboard to quickly cycle through your recent commands, and so now we're already here. So let's use this, and if you can see, we just printed out where we are in space. Okay, but if we want to go back, we can do this, and we can go back to the home page, and everything's great. So you may be wondering why the heck this is helpful or why. And to tell you the truth, this is super helpful for many reasons. You can, if you're quick, you can go around the entire, your entire operating system super fast. So let's learn a very helpful command for cleaning up your mess. So if we use clear in here, you can push this and it will work. Now I'm not gonna talk much about Windows at all, because right now I'm teaching about Linux, and that's, well, you know, Linux is awesome. But if you are in Windows and you're trying to follow along this tutorial, you can, CD works the same in cd is the same exact command in Windows, and cls is clear for Windows. So if you type in cls in a Windows terminal, it will clear your console. You can also do alias. That was the photo stuff, but you can do alias and you can set up those commands for you if you want, if you are transitioning to a new computer. But for now, let's go over the key things. So we got cd already, we got ls, and we got the clear command, right? And so these commands are great, but they can do more. Not the clear command. The clear command can't do more, but these two can do more. As you've already seen, you can do this and this with these commands. So if we cd into documents again, okay, and then we do cd doom doom, it will go right back to where it was. It will go back one folder or one dictionary, okay. But if you want to do ls, okay, this is the normal ls. You can do ls a, which will print everything. Even like it will give you exactly what it is, all of it. It's a catch files, like everything. And you can do ls and then al. And if you print this, now you have a humongous list of everything in your entire folder. And this can help you with lots of things. For instance, you can see if something is executable, like if it's an executable file or not. And that can help a lot. So let's clear this. Okay, we cleared the console. As you can see, when you actually clear, it creates a new, basically just creates a new area. So like here, it saves the old stuff for before. So you can clear twice to get rid of it. There, now it's absolutely gone. And so let's go over some more stuff. So well, we have mkdir. Okay, so this can create a folder. So let's cd into our documents. Oh. Okay, and now we're here, and now it's ls, and let's cd to a class, and now let's ls again, and let's just create a folder here. So I can get mkdir, which stands for make. The K stands for like file or category, and dir is direction. But if together, this is the command that basically you can create a folder. So let's say Linux is awesome. And if we don't want any spaces, it won't work with spaces. You press enter, and now we do ls again. We can now see that we just created a folder with plain text that would have taken us probably about 5 seconds, and we show depending on what how fast you have GUIs. I mean, I could go in here and I could go create folder and then type in whatever, right? And it will work. But if you're doing the production stuff and you're doing really quickly and you're working on like maybe a programming file or something like that, this is a very helpful way to handle making files and folders. And so you can also make files. So let's go into cd into transcripts. Okay, so transcript, and if you put cd in here, we can now ls, and we have one file right here. But we can make a new one. We can say cat is greater than, and now we can specify some name for the folder. So let's say Linux commands. And we also want to make sure we don't put any spaces, because it's very it's very sensitive to that kind of stuff. So we can say cd, and you can say ls, and clear, and mkdir, and cat, and we'll go over some more too, but this is just, and then you can to make this file run, you can say control and then you push C, and it gets out of there. And now if we ls, we now have Linux commands, and we can open, I think we can open it the same way. So if we go cat, oh no, we can create a new one though. So let's Control Z and stop. So you can stop it by doing Control Z and stopping the command. So now if we ls, we have still all commands. They haven't been deleted. So there's many others. Let's go over some more. So let's clear this whole thing again. Okay, and let's learn how we can remove. Okay, let's remove how we can remove stuff. So let's go into, let's ls again, and now we have all these right here. So we can say rm, and we need to specify what we want to remove. So let's Linux commands, and if we ls this, now we have no more Linux commands in our folder. And if we go to, if we just 1 second, I'm gonna do this again to make it so that we can. Okay, and then we're gonna make a folder. It's called blah blah, and we got a cat folder, and we're gonna do it again. Now we have everything we need to show you what this rm does. Okay, if we do this command again, we can see that it's gone, and we can say ls, and if we look into a trash, nothing pops up. Absolutely nothing. Not a trace of a file. So this will instantly remove your file forever. You will never be able to get it back once you use this command. And you can erase things that you shouldn't be able to erase on your computer with this command. So let's show you. Okay, let's show you something. If we go to file system and we have to open it as root. 1 second. Okay, and so we open this as root. We will now create a folder, and let's call it test folder video to make sure it really pops out, because I don't want to erase anything that's important. Okay, now if we close this, we can now see that we have should have it here. Okay, let's try it. And so if we got that thing done, and it will now work. So if we go into something like, let's try that again. Let's try open as root. And what we could do is we could just cd. So let's say cd. And if you're not sure where your location is, it would tell you right here. So this is file system, okay? And if you go properties, you can see that your location is null. So if we ls, we have all these right here. We have all these things right here, and we have documents and all this, which is in the same folder as this. I should have recordings. Yep. So let's create a folder in here as a root member. So let's say sudo. Okay, so sudo, let's specify what sudo does. So sudo, it basically turns you into a super user. This is super, and this is user, and you put this in sudo, and you can see that we have a bunch of possibilities here. So you can say sudo user. So let's say sudo, and then we do user. And unknown user, so we aren't actually a sudo member right now because we haven't activated yet. So let's try. Let's type in sudo mkdir, just like the one we created the folders with. Yeah. And now let's create a random. Let's just create cat, and we need to put in a password if you have one. And now you will create one. Okay, so we created a folder, and if we see, we have a folder called cat. And now let's see if that cat folder is locked. It is. If we try to delete it, we can't. If you want to delete, right? but if you, I'm in sudo mode right now, so it won't actually work if I wasn't in, I'm in super user mode. So let's try that again. And it remembers the time, so like we got our cat back, okay? And so we're not in super user mode anymore, we can't delete it. And if we go in here, we can say sudo rm, and now we can say cat. Cat is not a dictionary, okay? So cat is not a dictionary. Let's ls, and cat is in here, right? So we go in here, we copy this, and we do properties, and this is the location of where it is. Okay? And so if you close this, and then you cd into this folder, which will be the same folder we're in, watch, same folder. So, like I said, it's the main folder of your thing. We can say cd, or sudo, rm, and then we can paste in, and now we want to say cat. And we got it, it's deleted now. And if we clear this, okay, so rm, let's go over this. Rm is to remove a file, right? And you can remove lots of things with rm, but it's also a little bit overpowered with, so you don't want to just, if you go online and you search in a bunch of commands, and somebody out there might be a little bit mean, and they might tell you to do some super stupid command like sudo rm and then your system, and that would destroy your entire computer, and it's just going to cause you a bunch of trouble. So don't always believe online stuff. I promise you that this is not going to harm anything as long as you do it exactly like I am. rm, you got to specify your folder. You can't just leave it blank. If you do leave it blank, you can see missing. Okay, so it will make sure you don't do anything that's dumb. So if you say help, you can see that you get a list of commands you can do with this. Okay, so we get a list of commands. We got all of these, and we can so basically this can do a lot, right? You can learn tons just by doing helps. So yeah, so let's clear this twice, so we get rid of it, and let's learn some more. So we can cd, and we can do help on this one too, and we can force stuff, force symbolik links to be followed. We can use the physical directory, right? We have a lot of possibilities we can do with this, and so that's how you can get any command has this side extra that will tell you all about what you can do with it. And if you capitalize this, like, see, there's so many things that you could learn just from this. And if you do, let's try one. Let's try ls, and then c. Okay. You get all the colors, and it colors everything. Okay. And you can, I think you can specify color. Right? Yeah. You can specify what color you want. So let's paste this in. Okay, and then you just create, these are called square brackets. And you can put something in there. So let's see, what do they use? They use win. Well, we don't know what win is, but we can definitely put something like red. Okay, invalid. So let's try that. Let's try what they said. Let's try equal to. Is there an equal to in there? Yeah. Okay, so let's try equal to red. Did that get in there? Yes. Okay, so let's try capitalization. Okay, but now let's try what they said to try. And as you can see, we get the same exact thing, and you know why? Because when you're looking at these things right here, you want to specify exactly what you want. Okay, so win can be always default, right? So you want to actually read this and learn about what it is what you're looking for. So this is basically going to look for something based on what parameters you want. So that is those commands, if you just type in help, you'll get a list of every single command in the entire thing. Well, almost every single command. Every command available to you at this point in time. Yeah, you have a lot. So let's try a few ones that will help you out. Yeah. So you can do, let's clear this real quick. Okay, you can do exit. There are stopped jobs. And try it again. Okay, so it's first time it will stop a job. Second time it will end up. So like if you have a job running, it will stop it, and if you don't, then it will just exit. And you can use this for many reasons. Like let's see. Well, does it take more time to go over here and click this thing or type in exit? Well, let's see. Let's try super tight. Boom. Okay, and now let's try boom. Well, it really depends on what you're doing, but I mean, if you're already sitting here typing, it can be helpful. So let's just do a summary of what we learned so far and what we can learn in the future. Okay, so there's a lot of commands here that I recommend you just go over and learn with the help thing. Okay, we have a lot. We have all sorts of stuff we can do. Right? Oh, here's what I was talking about. So if we do ali, so like ali, and as you can see, just like that. Okay, just like that. Then you want to say, specify what you want, and then you're going to specify what value it has. So let's try CLS, okay? And then it's going to have CLS, and then CLS, okay? And if you get this error, it's simply because of one thing. You need to put in a specific way, okay? So clear is not found, and CLS is not found. But it is found. You know, right? You know that it is equal. So what you want to do is if you go in here, you can see an example. Okay, so option and then name. Okay, so name value. So let's try it. Let's just go to alias and let's set and then so we can say P. Okay, and if we do this, we get a different scenario. So let's see, alias alert, notification send, blah blah blah. Okay, we have all these options we have, and we can list all aliases we have, I think. So let's try. See, so this is how we do it. So alias CLS is equal to clear. And now, watch this. Boom. It will work just like that. But if you exit, and then you redo, and then you push CLS, it will say it's not found. Okay? The only way you can do this is probably store it in like a global variable, okay, that will always recognize it. But for now, we're going to learn how you can do temporary commands. So basically, it sets up a temporary command. So you can do CLS is equal to clear, sure, right? And this will work. This will work as long as you don't shut down your window. But as soon as you shut down your window, it will set everything back to default. Okay, so if we want to set something like remove, we can set that into m. Okay, and now we can cd into documents and ls, and we can cd into a class. And now let's make a folder, so let's call it m. And let's just say test. And now we can ls to show you this there, okay? And now if we run the same command, so we can do remove, okay? And now we can say test. Okay, so it is a dictionary, and it won't actually let you remove the dictionary like this. So for this time, we're going to show you the simple way. So you just say, let's make a cat folder, and let's just call it cat, and that's a cat. Okay, and now let's close the folder, And in here, if we run the same command, remove, but instead of test, we put cat. And let's make sure you know that it is in here. So we got a cat, okay? And as you can see, folders are blue, or directions are blue, or like this, are blue, and super, like, so this is our main computer right here, so this is going to be green, and then files are just white, okay? And this will change depending on what color you just assigned for your terminal. But let's try remove cat. Now, if we ls, we can see it is gone. It will never come back again. And we didn't use rm, we used remove. So just maybe if you want to customize it to your liking, you can do so. So let's go over some more stuff. Okay, so let's go over some things, some scenarios. So this will be helpful for. Let's build a small application that will run a program. Okay, so we're gonna say something like that. Let's just run a Python program. Okay, so let's go cd. So we are in our classes right now. Okay, so let's ls so you can understand what's going on. mkdir. For now we'll set an alias so we can use all the commands we know. We'll say new folder, and then set this equal to mkdir, which, you know, mkdir is much easier, but for this we're going to be learning. So we'll say new folder, okay? And now you're going to want to make your folder, so let's call it simple bot. And now we can do this. We made it, so let's cd into it. Okay, so we used 1, 2, 3, 4 commands already, not including the clear command we used up here. So let's now make let's make a folder. Okay, so for this we're going to use the cat. Okay, so let's say cat, and then this greater sign basically makes it so that you know and the program knows that you're making a file, you're writing into it. And let's call it example.py, and let's say print. Let's make a variable, so let's say Linux underscore commands. And remember, this isn't actual this isn't Linux commands, this is Python. You don't have to watch, the video's pretty much over, but I'm just showing you what the scenario is. And, you know, if you want to follow along, that's awesome. So we're going to set this equal to a empty list for now, but we're going to put, we can't go back, so we have to do it. So I say clear help. We have cd. We have our s. mkdir. We have alias. We have cat. And there's so many more too we can go over later in future videos. And we have all those, and then we have rm. Okay? And now let's just close this off. Hope I didn't forget anything. And now you create a new line, and let's print I always forget that. Okay, Linux commands, and you gotta close it off. You don't actually have to put this here for Python, but I do. So yeah, and then you push enter, and now we clear this off. We can then run this. So that's ls. We have a Python program, and let's say Python 3 example.py. Okay, now let's see what is inside of the folder. Okay, so we go here. That is simple bot example. Okay, and as you can see, we made the thing, but we didn't actually end up printing it because of the way we closed it. So we can just put this in real quick. You want to make sure you close your folders when you're writing your text files properly when you do it, or else it won't properly work. So let's run this again. And now Python prints a list. And we can separate individuals, so we can say, sorry, this isn't a Python tutorial. I always get caught away. I love Python, sorry. So anyway, you're here for Linux, so let's clear this. So that's what we learned. We learned all those useful things. Let's print them real quick. We learned clear. We learned help. We learned cd. We learned ls, mkdir, alias, cat, and rm. And what does rm do? Well, it removes a file, not a folder unless you specify, I believe. What does cat do? Well, you can create a folder, a file with it. Alias can set new names for commands. mkdir can create folders. ls can list all the elements or some of the elements in a direction, or cd can go and can make it so you can move into folders. Help can give you a list of all your available commands, and clear can clear your console of clutter. Well, I hope this video was helpful to you folks, and I hope you learned so much new stuff, and I can't wait until you start using this like a pro, and then soon you can be like, what about a boom, 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 and you go like, I'm super fast, and I did this because I watched a YouTube video that helped me, and I'm going to create a folder for cat, because I can, and that is what I want from you. I want you to create a folder called cat that has nothing in it, because you can. And then I want you to remove that folder. Oh, I always forget you can't remove that name. And then I want you to remove that folder, because you can. Well, I hope this video was super helpful, like I said before. I hope you learned all the things you wanted to learn in this video. And if you want a number 2, a more advanced video, a more like, whoa, what can I do with this thing that can make big bucks? What can I do with this thing that companies want to hire me for? What can I do with this to create humongous whatever you're doing? I don't care, okay? What can you do more advanced? Let's more, what can I do to learn more of these, right? Well, until I get to the point where I will make that next video, I need to read all documentation and read all this and get all well familiar with everything else. I will make another video as long as this video right here gets 5 likes. This video has to hit 5 likes for me to make an even bigger, way more badass version of Linux commands. Just, you know, all the commands were done on Linux Mint. That's what PC version or operating system I am using in this video today. You have a lot of more possibilities. You have different possibilities, different operating systems. They all offer different things. But for these are some of the ones that you get. Oh, let's go over one more. Let's go echo. Have a great day. Boom, just like that, you learned another command that I wasn't even going to teach you. I wasn't even going to teach you that, and I just did. So I hope this video was super helpful. I hope you learned so much, and I hope that you come back for round 2, baby. Just give me 5 likes. Oh, and if it doesn't hurt and kill you, hitting that subscribe button always helps the channel out. And if telling your friends about the channel will help me out so much, because I want to teach as many people as I possibly can. I'll be teaching Python. I'll be teaching HTML, okay? HTML. I'll be teaching CSS, all CSS. So I'll be teaching all the styles, all that stuff. You'll be learning the entire thing real fast and fun too. Okay, you'll be learning JavaScript. Okay, you can do big things with JavaScript because now we have a node and we can do servers with this and we can do backend stuff, data management. It's amazing. Okay, and same with Python. And I will also be soon learning more things to teach you because that's what I'm doing. I'm learning so I can make your experience even easier because that's what I want to do with my life. So if you help me out, then I can help you and everybody else out. So I hope this video was awesome, like I've said 1,000 times, and please stop by again.